Welcome to the Charron Zone and howtobookgigs.com. Check out my free ebook on how to book more shows and taking the pain away from the booking process, making it a lot easier for you so you don't have to go out and try to quote unquote sell yourself. But today I want to talk a little bit about this concept of go where the heat is. Let me tell you a little story. I used to live in Denver, Colorado, and I joined a band called the Highland Mountain Boys, which was an incredible experience for me because it really introduced me to the world of country music and a lot of like old school kind of country music. And we got to play a lot of great venues: the Fox Theater, the Ogden Theater, the Bluebird Theater, all in Denver and Boulder and all that stuff. And it was a really fantastic experience. Now at this same time, I would always go to these little like panel discussions, the Colorado Music Association or something like that. So I went to this very small, there was maybe 15 people there, and there were a few people on the panel talking about their music career. And one of the guys was the guitar player for the band The Fray, and it was actually when they were really big at the time, so that was very cool. But the thing that I learned most from this little panel session, this is why you should definitely go to as many things as you can, check out as many discussions as you can, learn from people that are doing. Definitely learn from people that are doing. Not people, I mean, there's a lot of people out there just talking about stuff and telling you how to do something that they've never done. Don't listen to those people. Listen to people that are doing it and they really know the roadmap of how to get where they are. So, having said that, there was this African American gentleman, I think that's the right term, and he was an older guy, blues player. I didn't know his music at all. I didn't know him at all. But the thing that he said was, he said, I tour the country, me and my guitar, and I go and I play all of these venues. He said, I sit at home when I'm not on the road and I make phone call after phone call and to see if, who will pay me to come in and play in their town, at their venue. And then he said, the thing that he learned the most was, it's a very simple concept. He said, go where the heat is. Go where the heat is. Go where the heat is. Repetition is the mother of skills. So remember that. Go where the heat is. So simply, that means go where people want you to perform. Go to where people are excited about you and excited to hear your music and watch you perform, and keep going back there. I've used that in my career since back in those days, and I moved to Nashville and I started touring, and I would go where the heat is. For me, it's actually literally I go where the heat is because I built my tours. So here's an example. For me, I lived in Miami Beach for a long time. So, and I played in the Florida Keys, up and down the Florida Keys, hundreds of solo acoustic shows. So South Florida and the Keys is one of my markets. So when I was living in Nashville, I would go down to South Florida and the Keys and play to make money, and also because I had a fan base there. I'm originally from Rhode Island, southern New England, and that's where my biggest fan base is because I grew up there. So people that know me from growing up started following me, and then it just snowballed from there. So my point is, definitely go where you're wanted. There's a lot to be said for trying to get yourself into places where, especially when you're first starting out, if they don't know you. But I guess the real point is don't, and I'm guilty of this through a lot of my career too, but be careful of diluting your draw or your career or your demographic by going, out to different places in Kansas or whatever if you're not from Kansas or if you don't have a fan base from there. In other words, work on dominating your area, wherever you are, wherever you live. If you live in Oklahoma, you should work on being as well known as you possibly can be and keep pounding on those areas that are your target areas. So for me, it was South Florida in the winter because it was warm, and then I would go to New England during the summer, and that's what I still do. In and out of Nashville, it was the triangle. So very important. If you've moved to a city to do music, if you've moved to New York or to Nashville or to LA or anywhere, Branson, Missouri, whatever, wherever your hometown is, go back there and play and turn it into a big deal and try to build your fan base that's already kind of built in from the people that you grew up with, and don't ever ignore that fan base and those people that supported you, and because you just want to keep building and build. You can't get too big in your hometown or any of your your designated target areas, and just be careful of trying to oh well, if I go out and tour in all these places that I've never been, then it will make me look better. I really believe in working really hard on dominating your one or two main areas, and you will have the best success. So do me a favor, let me know what you think. Write in if you're listening to this on the podcast, and if you're watching this on the video blog /podcast, then just send me a message and let me know what you think of this and if you have any questions. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel where the videos will be, and check out the free book. Let me know how that is for you. HowToBookGigs.com.